I'm going to start doing some work. Just felt like talking. I'm a bit uneasy tonight. Well, I am every night. It's just more, some days I can't tolerate it quite as much. Still hot in this fucking room. So sick of this. I'm so sick of a lot of shit. Hey. This lady, a neighbor of mine, she walks her dog. I hate those retractable leashes, but I'll give her some credit. She's an older lady, probably in her 70s, and she's got something wrong with her leg, so she limps really bad. But she still goes on a walk every day. She walks more than I do. Gotta give her that credit, you know. What's up? I've definitely fallen into a wave. I feel a little better tonight. I'm going to try to get some stuff done. Just wanted to talk about my day. See what's going on with you guys. But in general, I've been having a wave come on daily for a few days now, like 3 days. I've been getting a little worse every day. You know the drill. And today was brutal. Mentally, I was in rough shape. A little bit better right now. I'm just steaming some clothes. But yeah, I just thought I'd say hi and bitch and moan, you know. I've decided that I am going to get the vaccine. I'm only going to get the one shot or one. Hopefully it'll keep me out of the hospital. I don't know. That's what I've decided, and that's what I'm going with. Sucks that I have to, but it is what it is. Ugh. I'm going to photograph some stuff in a minute. It's been really fucking uneasy. I just wish my cognitive fucking shit wasn't so bad. How you doing? That's good news, man. It's weird that when I got off benzos 5 years ago, I couldn't record a fucking thing for a year and a half. My sensory issues were so intense. And now I can record pretty well. The only time I really have trouble is doing vocals. That fucks me up. So I don't plan on doing any vocals for a while. That sounds good. I did have chicken. Actually, I made chicken. I put in a pan, I put chicken, zucchini, squash, onion, green beans, and then I threw salsa in it. That was good. Yeah. I've had my depressant day like what, 2 or 3 days ago? Oh, it's terrible. Just vocals for me, it just takes a lot of effort and it always sets me back. But I was stronger like a year ago and I was able to do more. But now I got to, I'm not even going to try. If I can do something really light, I will. But that's only because if I have to. But right now, I'm finishing up an album and all that and doing artwork and stuff. So it's really nothing major. Nothing that's going to make me feel fucked up, you know? I will. Well, it's the brain power and just the effort. The effort I put into vocals. It's like it's just takes a lot out of me physically. But all that stuff is depends what I'm writing. If I'm writing like more pop oriented music, then it's easier to like do music because it's not so anxiety driven. Yeah, understood. Yeah. I mean, as fucked up as I am, I mean, there's things. Wow, it's becoming a positive video. There's things that I appreciate that are better. Although they've gotten a little worse in the last 5 months, but in general, better. Hopefully, I don't get too much in the way. I could probably move my laptop over here while I photograph. The light might get a little bright. We'll see. Just see my fucking nasty ass room. More of it anyway. This is a weird perspective. I could have never multitasked like this before. Now it's better that I multitask because the more I do, well, I can only do so much, but the more I do like this and like talking and stuff. Oops, it's not plugged in. Nah. See how bright this gets for you guys. Because these lights are fucking bright. That's great. That's what I have to do sometimes. Sorry about the bright lights. This will only be about 5 minutes while I photograph stuff. I could have just waited, but kind of wanted to talk and just, do two things at once here. Ever since, it's like with Remeron for me, I was at the best dose I was on that made me feel like I was starting to get better was 1.0. After all that time of tapering, took till about 1.0 till I started feeling somewhat human. And now I'm back on 1.2. So when I start tapering again, I'll be a little bit before I even get to 1.0. And, that's the... So being a little bit up on it again, I have more head bullshit going. But yeah. Things have definitely some things are worse because of my Remeron fuck up. Some things are definitely worse. And some things are definitely better. Things were getting a lot better, although it took forever. It definitely took a long time. And now a lot of that went backwards, especially with me updosing on the Remeron. That was stupid. But I didn't know any better. I guess I knew better, but I was too scared. I thought it would work. I'm like, oh, it's not a benzo, so I shouldn't have an issue. I should be able to updose and feel better. But I had nervous system. It was my nervous system that got shocked. It didn't care if I updosed or not. So realistically, I gave myself about another year of tapering fucking pointlessly and suffering pointlessly. When people tell me just to accept that I fucked up, just accept it and, it was a mistake. It's really hard to do that, knowing that I gave myself such a severely long setback to deal with. And now that my nervous system got a huge shock from it, it's going to even be harder to taper than it already was. It's fucking stupid. But yeah, I'm able to do things now like... Ooh, got dizzy there for a second. Multitasking is okay. What I usually need to do is get my head out of my head. I need to get out of my own head. I make things way worse. I wish I didn't. I wish I wasn't so fucking fucked up. Yeah. And you're just kind of fucked. I couldn't believe the symptoms I endured from tapering just a little bit too fast. It was absolutely terrifying. And I still have the raging anxiety issue, which I don't think is going to go anywhere. Some days are better. Like today, I can tolerate it a little better, but it's still really hard. It still makes me feel out of breath. Boy, that's big. It's going to be a stupid picture. Hey, sorry, I'm working and talking. I'm actually going to be done with the bright lights in just about a minute. So sorry about that. Don't need to be triggering anybody or triggering migraines with that, but you don't have to watch. Like I said, I just need... Photographing wasn't enough to get my mind out of my mind today. I just needed to kind of chat and hang out and all that good stuff. There we go. Yeah, it gets better in time. And plus, the lower you get on your taper, like my Remeron's low, the lower you get, the harder it gets. Especially since with fucking up your medicine. It was already harder. Now it's going to be way harder. And I'm not mentally prepared to start tapering again. But I'm going to have to eventually. I just don't know if I'm actually going to keep getting better or if I'm going to keep getting worse. That's it. Again, sorry about that. That's weird. Whoa. This room is like a hoarder room. But it's my job. Taking you back. Taking you back to my normal spots. Ugh. So yeah. I'm trying to do really light exercises per my conversation with somebody. I forgot who it was that suggested that I at least try. I tell you, it's not been easy. I'm just using like a band. And I do a little bit, not much. But I'm starting, so I guess it's better than nothing. But I can already feel my muscles getting sore. I'm only doing it once every 2 days as of right now. And it's honestly not doing that much. But I got to start somewhere. I'm definitely worried that I'm just getting too weak. And it's been 5 years, of me not exercising. I mean, doing some walks here and there, but no exercise. I mean, I get tired from what I just did. It's exhausting. And honestly, I'm kind of getting tired of it. And I'm not getting any younger, so I gotta do something. But if I just go out all out and exercise, my body and brain will freak out. Hope so, Dylan. Oh man, put a link of that yoga in bed thing. I've been trying. Everybody suggests yoga, and every time I try it, the easiest ones, it's so fucking hard I can't do it. So if you got something, throw a link in here, and then I can give that a try. Oh, I got a big ad that showed up. There we go. Oh wow. Well, that's a long story. You'd have to go back to my past videos. I was only on benzos for 3 months, and then I got put on Remeron because of my no sleep. And now I'm still tapering Remeron, and it's been over about 5 years now. Being very, very debilitated for a few years, and I slowly got better, and then I fucked up my Remeron about 5 months ago, and fucked up my nervous system really bad. And now I'm still here, and all I've got is a little bit of Remeron left, but it's probably going to take me a couple of years. And I feel very mentally terrible still, physically pretty bad still too. I just need to start walking in general. It's been so fucking hot though. It's kind of the problem. It's so fucking hot. Hopefully it cools off a bit. My allergies are terrible too. I have to wear a mask when I'm outside. That helps. But with the mold lately, it doesn't help. Thanks, man. Appreciate that. Foods that you could suggest not to eat or foods that are good for. Okay, I'll think of something here. Okay, I'll check it out. I'll look. Yeah, I didn't know if you could actually put a link. Now, with foods, everybody's completely different. And all the time I've been here, everybody's totally different with foods. My staples are chicken. But see, I with chicken, I only eat like natural chicken that's clean, you know. Um, I can eat zucchini squash, the green squash. I can eat that really well. I can eat green beans. Some people have problem with green beans because I think histamine or something. But I eat the hell out of green beans. Um, I eat potatoes, but I'm trying not to eat them as much anymore. I'm starting to think about that. Can't think of it. Whatever. So I haven't been eating as many potatoes. Um, Candida. I'm trying to think of like that. You know, I love green beans. I usually eat them every day. I kind of burn them a little bit with garlic. I like that. If they're not cooked enough, I'm not a huge fan. I can eat onions. Onions are better if they're cooked. I can handle them better. Um, Geez, man, that's pretty much it. There's not many foods I can eat. I can eat cauliflower and broccoli, but I only eat little bits of it. I don't eat a lot. It was weird. Like I can eat cod, like white fish, but I only eat wild caught fish. Hmm. I heard a beep. Where it's coming from? I only eat wild caught fish. Oh, I'm hitting my scale. That's where I'm hearing the beep. Um, I can eat wild caught shrimp. Anything farm raised messes me up. There's a weird one. I tried wild caught scallops once, and it fucked me up bad. So I don't know what the deal was with that one, but I won't eat it. No, I don't eat any gluten, so I'm completely gluten and dairy free. Um, I can eat organic or grass fed beef, steak, but I rarely have it because I don't really live around a place that has it. I got some the other day though. But foods to stay away from, that's really hard because everybody's got different, it's so different for everybody. Um, I stay away from things that could like form any kind of alcohol. I don't eat anything with vinegar, anything cooked with wine. I don't eat like sauerkraut. Anything fermented, I won't eat because of alcohol base. And I don't care if it's a little tiny bit of alcohol. As sensitive and fucked up as I am, I won't take the chance. I don't eat sugar. My blood sugar is always on edge as is. I eat potato chips, just plain potato chips, which I know is not good for a candida diet. But I'm not really on that diet yet, but I'm learning about it. Um, I won't eat anything with MSG or anything with natural flavors, which is basically MSG. Like I drink a lot of bubble water, like LaCroix bubble water, but it's also only plain. I don't drink anything with flavoring. Anything this is natural flavors, I won't do. It's hard to think. I don't really remember. Um, I don't. Salmon kind of messes me up, but I haven't had it in years. But I won't chance it. Not even a huge fan of salmon anyway. I used to eat it a lot, but now I smell it and I don't even like the smell of it. So, uh, ugh. I don't use things like ketchup or condiments. Too many weird ingredients. You know. Once in a while, I'll use like a ranch dressing on the side, but it's really rare. And honestly, that stuff usually has like 50 ingredients, so it's really not good for you anyway. I can eat bacon. That's weird. If it's like a natural good bacon, but I rarely do anyway. My cholesterol's so high as is. That's kind of the problem with the candida diet. A lot of it's really fatty, and I'm already over. Cholesterol's always already too high. Not sure. I'm definitely not feeling good today. That's all I know. My wave is getting harder. This morning and afternoon was pretty much torture. I just started feeling a little better this evening, about an hour ago. Still feel it's there though. It's rough. Ugh. Mentally, things have gone downhill a lot today. Not that it's ever good, but I can tolerate more sometimes. There's a funny one that I can eat. I can go to Mod Pizza. I don't know if you have a Mod Pizza by you, but it's actually a pretty healthy place. Now, I can't eat dairy. I pretty much can't eat anything, but I can eat a couple things there, and it's my like pleasure of food. You know, like once in a while I'll get, and it doesn't affect me one bit. Is like get they have a cauliflower crust there, and I asked for that, and they have a cream sauce, which isn't the best because it does have some soy in it, and that soy kind of affects me, but I let that one slide. It doesn't really affect me when I eat it, so whatever. That's the only part of it that's kind of probably a little iffy is the sauce, but no alcohol in it or vinegar or whatever. But I get that. I have spinach, onion, mushroom. A lot of people say no mushroom. A lot of people can't handle mushrooms. I think histamine or something. But I only get them once in a while, so it's not a huge deal. Mushroom. I don't know. I don't know. Remember, I think that's about it. So I get a pizza, basically. Not a great pizza, no cheese. You know, it's very basic, but it's good and it's relatively easy on me, which is weird because I'm super sensitive to everything. I tend to get salads from there as well. Whew. I can eat sausage once in a while if I find a good product that's clean, but I really don't eat that kind of stuff too much just because of you see how itchy I am? Oh, fucking allergies. Um, my cholesterol's so high. Just stupid because I eat so clean. My doctor's already on me about getting on cholesterol medication, and I won't do it. I said I'd rather have a heart attack, to be honest. Put me on a fucking drug after I have a heart attack, because at this point, unless it's so high that it needs to come down, I'm not doing it. That's what I need is side effects and going into massive waves 24/7 just because I'm on a statin. Well, fuck that. I don't think so. Look at that. I've been on for a half hour. Doesn't feel like it. So I've been, even though I've worked at home, I've been off for 2 days. I've been home for 2 days. And I literally feel worse being home. I'm going to try to go out for work in the morning. And honestly, if I feel like I do now, there's no way I can go. I feel like a complete disaster. This wave has just been coming on slow. And I always just hope I'm hoping that's it, you know. Mr. Sucks, 7 years. I'll be in the same boat too because I got a couple years to go and I'm at 5 years. So I'll be catching up with you. Of course, by the time I get to 7 years, you'll be at 9 years. So I'm hoping we're doing way better by then. I know. No, I know there is about high cholesterol, and a lot of people don't buy it. And honestly, mine's just above the what they call the high level. And I've had a calcium score, and that test scans your arteries or some shit. I forgot what it was, and they were completely clear. So I don't know, something like that. I have to relook into if I know what I'm talking about. But unless my numbers are out of control, then I'll think about something. But they're not. But they're like they wanted to put me on a statin. Like no, I'm like no. I'm like I'll work with my diet. I'm like I can't afford to take pills unless I know there's a major problem. I just won't do it. And since a lot of people don't believe that that's a serious thing, I'm kind of doubting it myself. Ooh, they like selling their statins though. They sell them. Cool. Awesome. You mean waves? Um, it's been so different. Like before I fucked up the Remeron, my waves would last about 3 days. And a long time ago, they would last like a month. But they got to a point where they would be like sometimes a week, sometimes 3 days. I guess now it's kind of the same, but they're more severe now. But they've switched more. They go really slow, like they seem to come on really slow, but they seem to kind of go off pretty quick. So yeah. I agree. I agree. If my diet's good, why? I mean, they're like, well, it could be hereditary. Well, then I don't care. I just don't care at this point. I'd rather just die. If I have a problem to where I need the drugs, like if I have a heart attack or something like that, and I need something for that, then I'll decide then. But I'm not going to just take something all willy nilly just because you know they just suggested out of nowhere. They suggested I'd be on benzos. Now look at me. Think I'm going to trust them? Fuck no. But my waves, yeah, my waves now are just. It's hard to tell because sometimes my baseline just feels like hell. I'm never in like a big window. I'm just in a more tolerable space, you know. And that's where I was last week. And then it started. I could feel the waves starting to come on because my head would start to get weird. My anxiety started to get a little worse. Today, like waking up was brutal. Of course, yesterday I ate. Every time I have brown rice, I had brown rice noodles, and I made some shrimp, garlic shrimp, and vegetables. It's fucking awesome. I love it. But every time I eat it, it just my blood sugar is completely out of control, and like everything goes a little crazy. My symptoms don't go crazy, but my blood sugar does go a lot higher from eating it. I get really my stomach gets kind of fucked up, and I woke up feeling way worse today. So I'm hoping it's just diet making it worse. Even though it's not bad for me, but it's just something about the brown rice. But um, Yeah. But my waves now, I'm hoping it starts to ease up, but I have a feeling I'm going to have a couple more days of hell. Like it was weird though, because my whole day was terrible. And then right before I ate dinner, I started feeling a little better. And then I started crashing again a little bit. And I feel terrible now, but not as bad. Yeah, as long as you're sleeping. Waking up for me can be the worst or sometimes can be better than the rest of my day. Sometimes I feel worse, but my DPDR is always a little better right in the morning until I kind of settle in my day, and then all of a sudden that pops in. Oh, it's terrible. My head was really, really bad when I was trying to take a nap earlier. It was doing the shit that happened when I fucked up my Remeron. It's really scary. I close my eyes and all my vision and mind gets really sporadic and starts moving really fast. It's really crazy. And it does that when my waves come in. Didn't do that before for benzos, but for this fuck up, for some reason it does. I don't know why. Sucks. Scary. Still fell asleep for a little bit though. Yeah, you've been through a lot. 3 times. I just don't know why I have such bad mental issues from all this. I knew I had problems before benzos, but nothing like this. And my main problem was the visual snow issue and the DPDR. All that together made my life very hard. And I had anxiety and depression, but nothing, nothing like I get nowadays. But I think it's something. As soon as I fucking got off those, as soon as I was taking off those benzos, everything went crazy. Even like I got agoraphobic and all that shit. Crazy mental symptoms, and I have a feeling the Remeron pretty much did me in. So if I can just get off the fucking Remeron, give it some time after the Remeron, I'm bound to start healing. I'm gonna head off here in a minute. Got a few things I gotta do. Try to prepare for if I go out tomorrow. The thing is, it's like I never win because if I stay home, I can rest, but the more tired I am, the worse I feel. The worse I feel, and the more I'm at home is the more I think about how I feel, and then my anxiety's worse because I think about the anxiety like all fucking day. But when I'm out, I don't. I'm out of my head because I'm talking to people, and my LSD type symptoms aren't as bad, so they don't completely control me as much as they used to. So I can talk to people without freaking out, and I get out of my head. Although I end up feeling fucking terrible because I'm out and on my feet and working hard. Oh, it's just a no medium. Tramadol was the best. Fuck, man. I seriously miss those days. Although tramadol pretty much ruined a lot of things in my life because I wanted to feel good. I blame tramadol ruining my marriage almost because it killed my sex drive. That didn't help. But tramadol, when I first took it, it was I was living in Arizona. For those who don't know, I'm in Wisconsin now. When I lived in Tucson, Arizona, right out of Tucson, I'm in Marana, which is like basically like 2 feet away from Tucson. But mind you, it's my favorite place in the world to live. My doctor, he was such a jerk off, but he gave me a tramadol for my back pain, which is actually a really stupid drug to give you for back pain. But I tried it because I didn't know any better, and it fucking helps me so much. And I didn't know at the time it had like an antidepressant thing going on with it, but I just felt better taking it. I felt good. But I got that fucking, I kept on having to take more and more and more and more. I'm not going to tell that whole story again, but I was taking a lot. And fuck, I eventually had to get off of it. I got divorced. I didn't care anymore about what was going on. Because I got so sick of dealing with my ex-wife. I mean, constant fighting. I mean, we were doing that before I was taking tramadol, but at that point, I got sick of fighting and I wasn't dealing with it anymore. I was just done. And yeah, a lot of shit happened between then and that. But then I stayed on tramadol for a good couple more years after I moved back to the Midwest, and I ended up on like 18 pills a day, and it was getting to be way too much. Beginning, no, it was way too much, and my tolerance would change. Like I would take like a bunch of pills, and all of a sudden I'd feel super fucked up and high, like I took double that, but I didn't. And all of a sudden my tolerance would go back down to like nothing, and I'd take like one pill again. It was fucking bizarre. Nobody's ever like heard of that happening, and it happened to me like twice. So I almost OD'd at some points. So I had to get off of it, and I did, and I went through like a couple months of withdrawal. It was hard, but nothing like now. Let's see. Yeah, I wouldn't go back to them either. It just stopped working for me. So I had to keep taking more and more. And that's the same thing that was starting to happen with benzos. And I wasn't going to go any farther because I knew it would happen. I'd end up on a buttload of the stuff, and I could see what the hell that I was already going through. Intolerance on benzos. It was actually the worst thing I've ever felt in my life. Well, until I got off benzos, then it was way worse. But in general, the years I was on tramadol were my happiest years. I felt my best, and I felt motivated. And then every once in a while, like if I could tell I needed to start going up on the medicine on tramadol because I'd start getting brain zaps and shit. I was totally getting antidepressant effect brain zaps, and I had no idea why until I realized many years later that tramadol has the antidepressant effect. It's so fucked up. I don't know why I didn't know about that. These doctors give you all these fucking pills, but don't tell you, oh hey, it's partially an antidepressant. It's like, well, you could have told me that. But they probably didn't know that either. All right, I'm going to head off. I'm just going to wait a sec to see if any more comments are coming through. But as of now, I'm going to sign off and get a little work done before I finished for the night. Yeah, I'm probably one of those people too. It's funny because they have all these tests, but they will not give them out. So dumb. All right, you guys. You have a good night, and I'm sure we'll see you soon.